What is going on, people? It's Bobby and welcome back to another Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 video. In this one, we're going to be taking a deep dive into archery, okay? So, to start off with, we're going to just take a look at the skills that archery will impact. So, strength, of course, holding up the bow for a length of time, it's going to increase your strength. The higher your strength is, the more control you'll have over your weapons in general. Bows are the same. Agility, it does increase your agility. And as you can see here, as your level of agility increases, your melee weapon attacks will cost less stamina and be somewhat faster, as will drawing a bow. So your bow, you'll be able to draw your arrows much quicker, which also helps you. And then vitality is to do specifically with your stamina bar. So the higher your vitality skill is, the longer you'll be able to hold down the bow. For example, the longer you'll be able to have your bow fully drawn. Moving on, we have our marksmanship skill. Now, the higher this skill goes, the less that your arm will sway around when you have your bow fully drawn. So mine's at 14 now, so I'm about halfway up, getting up to max. Obviously, if you're just starting off the game, yours will be much lower than this, meaning that your arm will sway around a hell of a lot. But we do have a technique that I can show you in a minute that will almost completely negate this effect in order to make your bow shots much more accurate. But before we can get into that technique, we must first talk about the flight of arrows in general. All right. So, all right. If we have a look here, as you can see, I have my crosshair on. If yours is not on, go to game settings and it's here, visible crosshair, just turn it on. All right, so I'm going to put my crosshair on the center of that central target there. All right, and I'm going to pull up my bow and then I'm going to fire an arrow at the center of the target. As you can see it on the screen. That arrow visibly flew downward and left. So let's fire another one there and another one there. They all flew downward and left. Okay, so if I put my bow away here and come over, as you can see, the arrows that we shot, the third one was a shotgun shot, really badly timed by me, so it's in the grass over here somewhere. But those first two, they flew down and left of the target. All arrows will do this from what I can see. I've got long range arrows, I've used all kinds of different arrows, and they all appear to do this. So if I go to long range arrow here, for example, and I take it out and I fire that one the same way as I fired the other one, as you can see, downwards and left. Let's go over to the target. Look, so middle I was aiming there, it's gone down, it's gone slightly left. So they all do that. So that's worth noting when you are firing your bow. If that's your target and you're a little bit away, like I am, obviously if you're right on top of your target, you can't really miss. You're going to want to aim up and to the right. And what that should do is bring your target back towards your arrow, back towards the center of the target. As you can see there, we've aimed over here and our arrow has hit nearer to the center, which is exactly what we want. So bear that in mind when you're firing your arrows. You are going to need to aim up and to the right slightly. All right. Now, you might have noticed then, when I was shooting my arrow, I did not leave my bow fully drawn for a lengthy amount of time. So I didn't hold it down like this and then fire my arrow and try and like kind of aim it like that. What I did instead was I let go of the arrow at the exact point, or tried to let go at the exact point. I'm not like a master archer or anything. At the exact point where the arrow is fully drawn. What this does is it holds your aim in that center spot, meaning that you can account for the sway. Basically, there is none. So if I go up and to the right, like I've just mentioned, all right, and I can let go of my arrow right at that exact moment when the bow is fully drawn. As you can see, the arrow flew downwards and left, and it hit the center. But if I go back to the crosshair, it's still up and right to that target. It hasn't moved. So let's do that again. So if I aim, let go right at the end, and I come off, I'm still up and right to the target. I haven't moved. Versus if I hold down the button and then let go, and now I look where my crosshair is, I've ended up all the way over here to the left. So the technique that you want to use when you're shooting arrows is to actually not hold down the button at all. You want to be in the right spot to aim, pull out your bow, and then fire almost quickly. And I get that that's counterproductive. I get you're an archer, you're supposed to be like a sniper and you're shooting from distance. I understand that. But as you can see from just the way it works in this game, is if I aim up and to the right here, all right, there, and I pull it out, and then I just let go of my arrow, the second it gets to like the maximum, I'm just way more likely to be centered and hit my target. I didn't go high enough there, that's my own fault. But as you can see, I'm just way more likely to be centered. So bear that in mind when you are shooting your bow. It is better to shoot as soon as you get to that arrow fully drawn than it is to hold it down and then try and shoot, because you can keep your crosshair centered a lot easier. So bear that in mind when shooting arrows. Now, moving on now on how to actually upgrade your marksmanship in general and to get those levels going up. And it is, to be honest, it's fairly fast, this method. So if you have a look here, we are now marksmanship level 15. All right. Now each arrow you fire does give you marksmanship. It puts your marksmanship up. But there is a method we can use in order to exaggerate that. All right. And it's by taking part in archery competitions. So if we have a look on our map here, we are at Trotsky Castle, which is directly above Troskowitz. So you can go here like basically straight away. As long as you've got a bow, you can do this. So that's, you know, get yourself a bow and then come here to Trotsky Castle. At the castle, there's an archery range right just literally down the road, and here there's an archery range. And this guy is always here, all right? His name's Bohemia. If you go and speak to him, he will let you take part in shooting contests. And he gives you the arrows for these, so you can do this as much as you like. Now, we're going to be doing the master shooting contest. But you can do beginner, and it will still work. It just doesn't work as quickly, but it is still quite effective at beginner level. The benefit to beginner is you only need 5 groschen to take part in the competition, whereas at the master level, it's 45 groschen a go. Now, if you win, you'll get 135 back, but it is worth noting you won't win all of your competitions at master, because sometimes you get put against AI who literally don't miss any targets. And I mean, like, legitimately don't miss the bullseye a single time. Sometimes they'll miss it a lot, but others you'll just automatically lose because they just will not miss the target. But as we've seen before, I was on 9% into marksmanship 15. So if I go into the master one here, first thing I'm going to want to do is check who's to the right of me, because that's going to tell me where to shoot my first arrow. Now, you might notice I have no crosshair. That's on purpose. All right, so I'm going to aim where I think. I'm just going to let my first arrow go. And as you can see, it went way high up to the right. So I know now I need to come over to the right and down a little bit. All right. Now I can let go of my second arrow. And it went over there. So I'm just trying to gauge it. Once you have it, I need to go slightly up. And then we're good to go here. Once you have it, all you're doing is just letting go of arrows over and over again. And if you can get your bullseye spot bang on, which I should have now, there it is, then you can just hit the bullseye over and over and over again. Alright? And you get 5 points per hit. So we're just going to keep shooting it. I'm trying to let go at maximum drawback, but without my stamina bar depleting. And to be honest, if you can look at the guard commander's score at the bottom there, no matter what I had done, I wouldn't have won that one. He got 75. I think that might legitimately be the max without hitting like bang on the center. What you do is when you finish, if we have a look there, we played really badly there. That was my fault. I played extremely poorly. However, if I go to marksmanship, we still gained, is that 29 XP, 29%, and I played extremely badly. All right, I'm going to play another one now, and let's have a look at how much we get if we can actually actively do well in this contest. Okay, so bang on it here. So I'm just letting go at maximum. Oops, still missed that one there, didn't I? There we go. Sorry, I'm just concentrating a little bit here.
I'm doing pretty well today. I'm all thumbs today.
Oh, that was really bad. That's better.
That's 5 points.
So what happened with that bad one is I held it for slightly too long, and you can see just how drastic that change of direction is from holding it even slightly too long. Okay, we should be fine here. So we're at 66. So that means we are going to win this. And when you win, you'll get like a little bit of speech off the guy who starts the competition. Like, oh my god, you won.
You won.
All right.
Thank you.
So if we end our dialogue now and we go back to our marksmanship skill, we'll have a look. As you can see, we're now at 78%, which means we went up 40% in that one. Now, hitting the center of the target, I think, does increase your XP. And that's another reason why doing it on Master will definitely benefit you a little bit more, because on Beginner, you shoot 5 arrows, I think. I think in the middle difficulty, you shoot 10 and then 15 at Master. So you're getting a higher percentage just in general there. But if you win at Master, you definitely do gain a higher boost to your marksmanship. So if I do just one more of those now, my marksmanship will go up. So this is definitely a really good method to do. As you can see, I did 2 of them there. I lost 1 and won 1, and I've still gained 40 groschen, 45 groschen. So it's worth it. If you can win 1 in every 2, you'll be earning money every single time as well. So it's definitely a method that is useful as long as you pay attention to where your crosshair is. Another tip that I could give you is once you've done it a few times and you get used to what it looks like being in each position, and you no longer have to check who's either side of you to see what position you want to be in, then you'll be able to immediately use the crosshair to put yourself in the correct place and then start shooting arrows straight from there. But the first couple of goals, obviously, you're going to have to check either side of you to see whether you're on the left target, the middle target, or the right target. Because if you hit the wrong target, it won't count towards you. So I'll just quickly, one more time there. So if we go into the shooting contest one last time, and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so if I start the contest, straight up, I'm on the right here, but if I look left, there's 2 guys to my left. So that tells me that I'm on the right. Alright. Now, if I shoot at, hold on, let's just get it anywhere on that target. If I shoot at the wrong target, I hit that target, but I got no points for it. So you absolutely have to be hitting the correct target. All right. So it's definitely worth getting used to playing it a couple of times in a row to get used to the positioning, and then you'll automatically know where you should be from there. And then you can just get on with it. That's awful. And it is just about trying to get that bang on it so that you don't have to move your aim every single time. There's my strength going up, that's handy. There's my marksmanship going up. As I said, 1 more would get me up, and it did. Just hit the target here and we win. Boom. Perfect. But that there, hopefully, guys, has showed you how useful this can be. I was at Marksman 14. We've done 3 contests, and I'm now at Marksman 16. So it does absolutely fly up. Definitely worth doing, and definitely if you're looking to increase your marksmanship skill, if you are someone who really wants to get into archery, then this is definitely, I'd say, at the start of the game for sure, this is the best way of increasing your archery level. What we're going to do now, finally, just to finish off the video, is we are going to go into combat, and I'm going to go and show you essentially how archery works in different combat situations, because I will say the one weakness to archery is open combat in this game. It's not very useful at all, just because it's too slow and it doesn't really give you an opportunity of a one-hit kill at any point. So I'm just going to quickly skip to get some enemies here, and then we will go through what I mean by it not being too great in combat. Be back in one moment. Okay, people, so we have here a mini little bandit camp that we're going to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my bow out early. I'm going to show you why bows aren't as useful in combat. So what I'm going to do is attempt to fight these bandits, but just using the bow. So if I go here and shoot at these guys, even hitting one, look how quickly he's going to close the distance here. Here we go, and I'm having to move back. Now I have crippled him, which is good. So I've gotten that kill. Let's see if we can get the second kill. Okay, no, and he's rushed me, and now I'm in big trouble. So I'm just taking strikes now. See what I mean? This is where it's not great. If you're one-on-one, you can for sure get your way. But if you're not one-on-one, it's for sure not the best thing, because the second guy can rush you down. But where it can be handy is actually as an opener to combat, to cripple a guy and then fight him with the sword. So if I put my bow away here and just aim where I'd need to aim to hit this guy. Hit him. And then change to my sword. Because I've hit him with the cripple and strike, he's already weak. And now when he goes to attack me, he's dead. So that's where bows actually really can come in handy. If you know you've got a one-on-one fight, or maybe even a 1v2, you can cripple the first guy and then go in and get the second guy. So let's just show that again here, because there should be a couple more guards here somewhere. Let's put this away. Oh, well, these guys are asleep, so... But I should be able to show you something here, with these guys being asleep. Shoot this guy straight in the face if we can. Oh, well, that hit him in the arm, so that wasn't great. Okay, and now he's rushing me. So I've entered, I've crippled him. He's rushing me now. And he's dead. So that's where it can certainly come in handy. But if you expect to be able to, it's not like, the best way I can put it is this game is not Skyrim. So if you expect to be able to just sit here and like shoot off arrows and dodge past people and shoot the next arrow and get kills that way, it will not work. It will not work. However, if you are somebody who wants to just pick off the odd enemy in the middle of a fight, or wants to shoot someone to injure them a little bit, and then get in there with your sword, absolutely, archery is definitely a super useful tool. That's the way I use it. If I do use it, is to get that quick injury shot, and then from there get in there with the sword and really go to town on enemies. But yeah, that is essentially, that's archery in a nutshell in this game. So hopefully this has helped you out in some way, whether it's to understand a little bit the flight of the arrows a little bit more, or whether it's that little archery spot where you can build up your marksmanship, or just how to use it in combat, and just the fact that you can't just run in basically like Skyrim and just start shooting people over and over again and expect to get someone with that. It doesn't quite work that way, but it is a great opener, and there are some really useful skills that you can use around it, such as the crippling shot, for example. You get that first shot off, they really can't close you down, and then you can go in there with the sword and do some serious damage. So it definitely does have its uses, but if you're looking to get kills with it, you're going to have to, number one, get your marksman skill right up there. Number two, have the absolute best bow in the game with the best arrows in the game. And number three, hit them in the head with no armor on. So it's not really an option in that regard, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, still a useful tool. And hopefully you'll have grabbed some tips and tricks from this video. If you could do me a favor, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what the most useful part of the video was for you. It really does help to get the videos out there, all the comments and likes. And if you have enjoyed it and want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe, because we are on the route to 1,000 subscribers. We're approaching 700, which is really great. I'm super happy to be hitting that number, and amazingly thankful to everyone who has subscribed so far. So make sure to go and hit that button, and let's make that real push to 1,000. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.